So I'm reviewing again. When was the last time I did what my channel was mainly branded as? Over 2 months, I suppose? Anyway, maybe it's time for me to do something to break this chain of thinking around. Well, at least before I continue making the exact same mistakes I've been complacent on. Like, literally tomorrow. So, I decided to watch a little bit of Glitch Techs. I don't know how popular this is, but I know everyone I follow has been moaning at the sight of this series. I did sort of get the appeal of it. It's a series that takes elements of modern geek culture, particularly video gaming and virtual reality as a whole, and it treats it in a way that isn't retarded. Like, I believe the writers know what the fuck a video game is. It's not a case of old out-of-touch dickwads trying to capitalize on modern trends. It feels like an earnestly made show. Now, my appreciation for this series mostly comes from the art. The action scenes look pretty good with well-animated sequences and interesting cuts and transitions. During more dialogue-driven scenes, the puppet rigging doesn't look as good, and I'm not intrigued enough with the overall shot composition to make that up. Although what does sort of compensate is the color design. There's a lot of consideration put into the color schemes, the designs don't look overdone despite usage of more eccentric colors at times, the quality of the background is spot on. I mean, it's not like S-tier production or anything, but it looks very good, and with the amount of times I've seen ugly, unappealing color designs in several cartoons, I have to give this one the credit it deserves. Another thing that got my attention was Miko's design. Now, the first time I was introduced to her, I had a strong feeling she was Japanese because, well, I mean, she's named Miko, but she didn't have a particularly striking design that heavily communicates that she's Asian. When we got to meet her parents, it became apparent she was half American and half Japanese, with her father obviously being the American one since, well, he's blonde. The mother doesn't have any particularly obvious Asian features, although you can tell she's the Japanese one because of the short, dark hair. I just found that aspect interesting because it's common for animated characters of foreign origins to have noticeably distinct features, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, at least for me, but it is refreshing seeing design work that looks a bit more subtle. Now, there are some weird writing decisions here and there. A lot of them are more so a result of the series not clarifying how exactly the whole glitch tech system works. Full disclosure, I have not seen all of the series. I've only seen like the first 2 episodes, so this may become clearer later on, but essentially, there's an entire organization dedicated to dealing with glitches, and they have these devices that can wipe out people's memories, which they use every time they're finished defeating a glitch. Now, I don't really know why they feel the need to hide this from the public. My guess is that they either don't want to create panic, which is kind of weird because they already seem to have an entire organization that's doing fine dealing with glitches. So I'm not sure if there's any need to worry about panic, especially since public awareness can actually help preventing glitch incidents. My second theory, which I think is the most likely, and I think was sort of implied in the second episode, which is that there's something else going on behind the scenes that's a little bit shady and could damage the image of whoever are in charge of the glitch tech organization. I'll have to wait until answers are given. One thing I don't believe will be answered though is how the public hasn't figured out events are being altered since the devices they use to wipe out people's memories have limited ranges. It's been proven that some people can dodge the memory wipes, and even ones that are affected can get their memories back. Additionally, even though those devices do seem to rearrange and downright fix damaged properties, it doesn't restore everything, and again, the range is limited, so I don't know why more people haven't caught on. I'm more inclined to believe this is an oversight, but maybe there are conspiracy nuts who believe in the parallel universe theory. If they introduce something like that, it would be great and kinda funny. Now, I don't think this series is really for me. The dialogue is kinda meh, the world building is a bit lackluster in some areas, the episodic nature does give rise to some stories feeling kind of disposable. I mean, I would say it's decent, but it's nothing like really all that special. Maybe it gets better with time. I might continue watching this if time is open. Overall, it's decent.